everyone. I don't know if you guys just caught all that, but I like turned my phone off, muted the volume, trying to stick it in this little holder for it. So hopefully you missed all that, but if you didn't, hi, and sorry about that. Hope you guys are all having an awesome week so far and a great Wednesday. I am loving jumping on here every day and talking to you guys about this, and I'm really excited to share my thoughts today. So I'll jump right in. So today I'm going to talk about a lit up partnership, shifting beliefs, and just some thoughts I have around that and coaching, and how coaching can help shift beliefs, right? So I'll just explain what a lit up partnership is to those of you that are new here and don't know what I'm talking about. A lit up partnership is something that I started in June of this year. Basically, I had this kind of random inspired idea when I was taking a bubble bath one day that it would be really fun to start offering coaching in a way that broke down barriers in our industry. I was seeing a lot of things in our industry that I thought could change, that I thought we could innovate around. And so I created a lit up partnership to test that theory and see what was possible. And so basically I took on 3 clients, not for a normal coaching fee, but for 15% of the revenue they generate during our time together. So only new revenue, only generated during our time together, and they pay me 15% of that. So it was my way to break down barriers to accessing coaching, to put my money where my mouth was as a coach. Like, can I pick great candidates for this? Can I make a process that encourages people to be invested in it? And so many other things that I don't need to go into here. This isn't a promotion for a lit up partnership, but the point is that it was a really, really cool process and really exciting for me. And so what I did is I had people go through 3 weeks of different activities, basically, that helped me decide who would be given the partnership, and that also helped them decide if I was the right coach for them, right? Because even though they weren't, paying a huge payment up front, like, it's still a 6-month commitment, and they're only going to get results if they felt like I was the right coach for them. So we went through this whole process, and the 3 clients that have been part of my partnership have just absolutely killed it this year. Like, I'm still amazed when I look back at the results that they've created in our time together, and it's just been really nothing short of miraculous, to be totally honest. And I was talking to 2 of them about this actually recently, and we were talking about how a lit up partnership really shifted their belief system, and we feel like that's a huge piece of why they were so successful and why they killed it in their business this year. I mean, we're talking like making more money in a week than they had in the previous 4 months. We're talking quitting jobs. We're talking going from no clients to being fully booked. We're talking 10K months. We're talking just lots of big things. And I don't want to share too much of that because I'll be sharing a lot more about that coming up as the partnerships are coming to an end soon. And I want to kind of give that the respect it deserves and share it in another place. But the point is that those results have just been amazing and so fun, and it has been just so fun to test out this process, this idea I had, to see if this was possible, and it really has been cool to see it come to life. But the point is that the 2 clients that I had talked to about this that were part of the partnership recently were saying to me that they feel like I shifted their belief system in a really big way when they were picked for the partnership. Like, I fundamentally shifted the way they viewed the potential for success and the possibility for success by picking them, right? And it has been really interesting to dive into this with them and to talk to them about this, because it's really shifted some of my views on coaching in a way. Now, I wouldn't say that I coach any differently than I always have, but I will say that I recognize even more so the power that a coach has to influence their client's belief system, and how that is power that we can really use to move our clients forward. So I think a lot of coaching is definitely about being a mirror, and sometimes it is doing the hard stuff of like reflecting to someone where they're not showing up, reflecting to someone where they could do better, where they could step up to the plate. But also, we have this beautiful opportunity to reflect to them what is available to them and what is possible for them. And that's really what coaching is about, right? The possibilities and what is available to them. So sometimes we have to say, hey, this thing's available for you if you'll show up for it. But I think we also just have to recognize that we have so much power as coaches to influence our clients' belief system for good. So for example, these partnership clients, when they got picked and I said to them, hey, I believe that it's going to be worth my time and energy to work with you over the next 6 months because I believe that I will make that money and more back. Their belief system about their potential to create money totally shifted, right? So one of the clients that was, say, I think she was maybe making like $2,000 a month when we started working together, and she jumped super quick. I think in our second month together, she made $10,000 and has every month since. And I'm not talking booked, I'm talking banked, right? I think that's just an important distinction that gets a little cloudy in our industry. But when I'm talking about it, I'm always talking about banked, just so we're clear. So anyway, and that's also what I'm taking 15% off, by the way. Like, I'm taking 15% off the actual banked revenue that they generate, not just clients booked, right? So anyway, she jumped so quickly, and we were talking about like, why did that happen? Well, certainly because she showed up and did the work, but more than that, because she believed it was possible, and that's what made her show up and do the work in a bigger way, right? Because by me saying, I pick you, I think you're going to make me money, I think I'm going to help you make money, and I think this is going to be really amazing, she was able to step into a new belief very quickly, right? So that's like when on Monday I was talking about how belief and action together are always the key, right? So her actions were certainly the key, but her belief helped her show up and take bigger action. And also my action, right, of saying like, and I choose you, so to speak, really helped that as well, right? Because it shifted her belief system. It shifted what she saw as being possible, right? So she viewed me as a business expert, right? And me just saying, like, I think your business has this potential really, really helped turn a corner, right? So sometimes we can be so stuck in a belief pattern that it's really tough to break through just thinking about it, doing mindset work, whatever. But when we had this experience together of me picking her, me getting on the phone the first time and being like, hey, let's make some money together, this is going to be awesome, everything about that shifted, because now it was like, oh, wow, like someone is just reflecting the shit out of my potential to me, and I get to decide if I'm going to show up for that. And also I believe it now even more. So what that has shifted for me around coaching is that just acknowledging the power that we have in our coaching to shift our clients' belief systems very quickly and very powerfully. So yesterday we talked about like, how are you pushing that belief comfort zone out? And really, this is one of the ways we did it, right? I pushed her belief comfort, or their belief comfort zones out when I said, I believe we should work together, right? So I really want you to think about like, how are you doing that for yourself? Or like, what experiences can you create for yourself so that's done for you? And if you're a coach, I want you to think about, how are you doing that for your clients, right? Again, like sometimes we have to say the tough stuff. Sometimes we have to ask them to show up for themselves in a big way, but also we have endless power, which sounds kind of silly, right? Because we want them to be in their power, but for real, we have endless power to help them create better and new beliefs that serve them, right? So if you have a client that's struggling right now, how can you reflect to her the possibility? How can you reflect your belief in her, right? Not because that is what has to matter, like we want that their belief in their self to matter, but just know that you also have the power to shift that in many ways, right? So don't be afraid to tell them the potential you see in them. Don't be afraid to reflect to them what's possible for them. Don't be afraid to really be that potential mirror, not just the this is how you're showing up mirror, if that makes sense, right? So I really want you to think about what ways can you do that as a coach? How can you help shift beliefs for the better, right? Like I know for me, most of my clients are high performers. So their tendency is to always feel like they're not doing enough, not being enough, not getting enough success or whatever it is, right? Because us high performers like to chase results, right? Chase those goals. And one of my jobs in monitoring their belief system and being a powerful coach is always reflecting to them what they're doing really well and where they're showing up really well and where they're creating results that they don't see, right? Because it's the belief. It's always the belief. So if I'm letting my clients hold the belief that they're not showing up enough and they're always doing a crappy job and the results are never coming, I am not helping them actually create results, right? When I reflect to them all that they've done, all that they've created already, all that's possible for them, that's when we shift beliefs and create results, right? So in your business, do you have someone that can help you do that, right? Yes, we need to be responsible for our own beliefs. 100% we need to be able to take our own power back and not give our power to a coach. But also, it helps when you have someone to reflect all of that to you. When you're a high performer, it helps to have someone go, hey, but do you remember that you did this really freaking amazing thing last week and you actually signed 3 clients, so don't worry about the one that was a no today, right? Or whatever it is. So as you're shifting your belief system, make sure you have someone that understands how important it is to shift with you, to show you that potential, to show you that possibility, right? Because that can change so many things. Like I really believe that the partnership made major shifts in the clients that were chosen simply because our belief in them created new beliefs, right? So it is about doing your own work. It is about showing up and taking the action. All of the clients that had success from the partnership did those things. But don't be afraid to have some belief cheerleaders around you. Don't be afraid to ask your coach to do that. Don't be afraid to be a coach that does that. Don't be afraid to ask your best friend or your husband or whatever. Like, how can you have people in your life that are helping you shift your belief system for the better? So I hope that was helpful. I hope that was a good reflection. Super excited to share more about a Lit Up partnership and the results that have been created through that process. And I'm super excited to talk more about how I feel like that process created those results in particular. Shake those pom-poms. Hey, Linz, I like that. Yes, shake your pom-poms at everything, right? Totally shaking them at the partnership today. Totally shaking them at having people that support you in creating new beliefs. It's so funny. I just on my phone saw a notification pop up from Basecamp, which is the project management system I use with my clients. And I had just gotten off a call with a client recently, and she was saying she never used Canva. She's never used it before. And I really just helped reinforce new beliefs. It's super easy. It's really intuitive. You'll figure it out in a heartbeat. And I just saw a notification pop up in Basecamp where she was showing me a few things she created in there. And that was maybe like an hour ago. So again, it's just like, how are you helping your clients shift beliefs? And how do you have someone that's helping you do that too? Shannon, all of these lives are amazing as I'm shifting into bigger beliefs since my Lit Up and Loaded entrepreneurship. Awesome. So Shannon was one of the women that was part of the partnership. We didn't work together specifically, but she worked with one of my best friends, Raina Pomeroy, who's just phenomenal, who we're both so lucky to have in our lives. And, you know, same thing, Shannon, do you feel like just being chosen helped shift those beliefs like right from the beginning, just Raina wanting to work with you and seeing that potential in you? I would love to know your thoughts on that if you want to share them. partnership was an incredible milestone for me. So much love and gratitude for you, Lacey. Thank you, Donna. I'm so happy to see you. I hope everything's going good. I know this was a big week for you. So yeah, I'm going to definitely share more about that, share more about the partnership, and share more about beliefs this week. So I would love for you to join me. I'm live streaming about it every day this week. If you haven't caught the other ones, you can type business and beliefs in the search bar and watch the previous live streams. I'll be on tomorrow and Friday as well. So if you have questions kind of about your business and belief system around it and you want those answered, feel free to share them below, and I'll make sure that more live streams will be, or that I'll do talk about those things in my future live streams. I don't know why that was so hard to get out. Shannon, yes, you're both the best. Totally. It was like someone saw the potential into me and it made me work harder, believe in myself, and just do better. I love that. You know what else I think, and I'm actually glad that you said it in that way, because that reminded me of something else too, is that sometimes when we're entrepreneurs and solopreneurs and we're just working for ourselves, it's almost like we have to be motivated for ourselves all the time. And while that is totally possible, it can also feel challenging. So I think in knowing that someone else's income was kind of depending on what you showed up for, that was probably pretty interesting too, and made you want to show up at a different level because you love Raina and you wanted to show up for her too, right? Beliefs just now sounded like leaps. Same shit, right? I love it. Same thing. Are you making the right beliefs or creating the right beliefs so you can take big leaps? That's pretty funny, actually. Thank you for sharing that too, Shannon. So yeah, you know, make sure you have people in your life that are your belief cheerleaders. Make sure if you have a coach that they're supporting you in that way too, and that they're always reflecting to you what's available to you and what your potential is. Like, I know for me, when I first started my business, you guys know the story that I had a lot of success really early on in my business, and I had a coach that was experiencing a ton of success too. And so for me, she was just not even in her words necessarily, but in what she was doing and what I saw her creating, she was just always reflecting potential to me, right? And so it really showed up for me quickly because of that, right? Because my beliefs were that, oh, this person that I know is creating this success and I'm watching her do it, and she's not some secret magical superhero. She's amazing, but like there was nothing where I was like, oh, well, she has this special magical secret and I couldn't do it. I was like, she's amazing. She's showing up and doing this, and now I can too. So even if it's just somebody that you love to follow and watch and you see the potential that they've created, seeing that as a reflection of what's possible for you and helping your belief shift to that is so good. So even if it's just someone you're following, right? Make sure that you're seeing the belief or the potential that is available to you, and then letting your belief shift to match that. So again, comment below. Let me know if you have questions. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me who your belief cheerleaders are. I think that's so, so, so important. Make sure to be that for your client too. And I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.